All right, guys, I have a lot I want to cover today. There are some pretty significant market breadth updates and implications that I would like to discuss. Before I do that, very quickly, I want to touch on a little bit of reality, if you will. I want to talk about some things that the only reason I'm doing this, first of all, is for me to hear, okay? A lot of the things I say, again, I appreciate, of course, as always, the audience, but a lot of the time I'm talking to myself. These are things that I need to hear to keep myself in check and on track and within my process. But I want to say something that not everyone is going to want to hear. This might only be for a select group of people, but those people do need to hear it, okay? So I'm just going to say it. I don't mean to ruffle feathers or anything like that, but this might be hard to hear, but it doesn't make it untrue, and some people need to hear this. It's funny the things that my ex keeps feeding me here and there as this corrective cycle plays out, and what I've noticed a lot in the last few days is people screaming and blaming Trump for the current environment. And I just want to say, okay, listen, yes, he's president, he's making decisions, war, all the things that are happening, of course, but that does not remove you from your obligation to manage your own capital effectively, protect yourself. You are in charge. If you give up control and you just say, oh, if you're blowing up in this corrective market, we're not even 10% off of all-time highs, and if you're blowing up in this, that is your fault. Okay, period. Your own risk management needs to be improved, okay? Because this was foreseeable. For months, I have been talking about a changing character from the May to October rally. October 10th, changed the character. November 20th, doubled down. And then we went into a distribution cycle, and what did I start screaming? Start raising cash. If we lose the daily, weekly, and monthly, we're going to correct. Very likely to prior cycle highs. It's exactly what is playing out. And my ability to read market breadth and structure is why I foresaw this coming, and I've been 95% cash for months. Okay? What I want to say here today is you cannot tell yourself that you're going to manage your capital and go into a world of these markets and against the most ruthless money managers in the world, sophisticated algorithms in the world, and convince yourself that you're going to outperform them. First of all, that's extremely difficult to do, but you cannot tell yourself or take on that challenge and not take also responsibility for your actions. You cannot blame your drawdown on any outside influence. It's up to you. You took the trade. You did not have an exit plan, whatever it may be. If you're blowing up, it's on you. And you must accept that if you're ever going to reach a point where you can actually outperform, where you can leverage these markets as the opportunity that they are, because we are the risk, okay? The markets aren't blowing you up. The markets are not manipulating you. Call them manipulated all you want, but you are responsible to not be manipulated. That is on you. So I have a visual here, okay? Everyone's screaming that this is Trump's fault. Guys, since 1971 when the monetary policy changed and the markets as well, here are the 10% corrections and the president at that time. Guys, this happens, okay? This is an expected part of market moves, rallies. This happens all the time, okay? It is up to you every time to see it coming and protect yourself. Notice the change in character and protect your capital. It is on you, okay? So do not go into these markets and say you're a trader if you're not willing to read the room and learn structure and learn to protect yourself. If you're going to give up control and blame your mistakes on others, you're not going to make it in these markets, okay? Give it to an index fund, buy the SPY, DCA, whatever, but to trade actively, you need to learn to actively read the room, market structure and breadth, and change with a changing environment, which we have been in for months, and we have begun to correct, okay? It is nobody's fault but your own if you blow up. It is what it is. I just had to say that. If you are going to be an outperformer, okay, like to make 30% return on the markets, on your capital in these markets, puts you well inside of the top 1% of traders globally. You don't just get that because you want it. You need to earn it. You have to have a process. You have to have conviction in what you're doing. You have to have the discipline not to deviate. You have to have risk management, rules, procedures, and things that you follow when things flag. Okay? When the market profile changes, so should your risk profile and your exposure. These are things you must master. The models are easy. Anyone can make money in an uptrend. It's easy, especially if we're not breaking structure. If we're making higher highs, higher lows, it's an easy follow-through environment where everyone should be printing. okay? But it's in the turns where you cannot get chopped up and blow your progress or your account. You can't do that. And guys, look, I've been in these markets for 13 years. I am speaking on what I just did because I earned it. I earned the right to say what I just said for many things. One of them because I've been there. I've allowed corrective markets to blow me up, okay? I've been in these markets 13 years. I blew up a few times early in my career, okay? And so I've experienced both sides of this. And right now I'm up 11% on a market that's down 9. I nearly tripled my swing account last year. Okay, I've been an outperformer for years, and I use the exact same system. And it is what I teach, my boot camp. It's what I created. I created what I needed. Okay, it's not a passive video dump. It is me walking you through adjusting to your risk tolerance, your plan. I give you the 6 models that outperform. Okay, but what's bigger than that is your ability to read market breadth, your ability to manage your capital properly, manage your risk, match it with the market risk environment. And guys, I've built that entire system, and I've just launched kind of version 2 of that. This was all in a spreadsheet before, but now I have a members platform where all of this stays between you and I, and we work through all of the lessons, okay? And you fill out all of your information, you align it with market environment, risk alignment, just absolutely, there's so much stuff here, guys. You check in, this stays between you and I so that I can actually hold your hand and help you see out your growth in these markets. Make sure that you're doing the things that you need to be doing to actually become confident in your process, okay? And have the wherewithal to stick to it, to scale back when you know you need to, but to stick to it and see it out, okay? Not deviate, not sabotage something that I can prove to you in one video that it works, okay? No, I've been doing this now for 6 months. Not a single person has questioned a single of my models. Every single one of them outperform, period. But that, again, one last time, that is not the difficult part, okay? That is not what's going to make you a successful trader. Someone that can rely on this to grow your capital, your family's capital, okay, to earn that time, financial, and locational freedom, all this stuff that we all want, okay? We all want the same things, and we see the opportunity in the markets. The markets are an opportunity to give all of that, okay? But the risk remains us. So there's things that you need to build within yourself to become the person that can manage those emotions and that risk properly and match it to the current environment. All right, so look, that's all I want to say. The offer is there, guys. I am updating the website. The new one is going live any day here. The price is going up. Things are growing. My time is getting more and more thin. So it is what it is. The price is going up. Anyone who did reach out before and we have that agreement on the current price of $500, I will honor that for ever. As I said, of course, I will still honor that. So the rest of you, you've got until the new site goes live before the price gets jacked. That's looking like by the end of this week, maybe early next week. So look, that's enough. I'm not trying to pitch anything heavily. I can help you if you need help. It's just a fact at this point. I would love to. I'm really enjoying growing my community. But all of that said, guys, just understand you're responsible for yourself. I don't care what you think is manipulated or whose fault you think it is. You're responsible for yourself, and this is not a game. All right? So, market breadth. Still looking ugly, guys. We are coming back down towards prior cycle highs. And, so none of that really changes, guys. We lost the daily, the weekly, and now the monthly we are confirming below. So there's a couple things that we're looking for here. One would be, you guys know, okay? I don't care about upside of price action. I will not try to predict bottom until we get a change of character that then confirms and builds above, okay? That will not happen in a day. Frankly, at this point, it won't happen in a week, okay? Do you understand what I just said? We've lost the weekly. It's going to take more than a week to regain an uptrend on the weekly chart in the markets, okay? This will not happen in a day. So you do not need to be anxious to the upside right now. If you're investing, it's a different story. Great opportunities coming the more this comes down on the best companies in the world. Market's correct. They go higher. Historically, that's what happens. Don't overthink it, okay? TomTool.app, if you want to look at the historical returns of buying the best companies in the world on panics, okay? It's what you should be doing. You can time the markets, okay? You can DCA in all you'd like, but there are opportunistic times in the markets. It's panic. So look, don't really care about upside of price action right now. So if we want to get another series of shorts off, I'm going to torture myself and look at this ARC short here that I had puts on. I had to get out of this. I actually took a small loss on it, and It's quite frustrating. I just didn't get long enough on the contracts. I couldn't allow this to come back up and really see the value of those contracts deplete. 3 trading days after I jumped out, we're basically at my profit level. Is a little bit frustrating. It is what it is, but I am looking for my next round of shorts on the market, right? So that will come from something that looks like this, a relief rally, okay? I don't care what the tweet says. If we pop up for a couple of days, I'm not gonna say, oh, that's the bottom, let's go long everything. No, okay? Any pop should be treated as a lower high threat. And if you look at prior times where we lost everything, the daily, the weekly, the monthly, got below the 200, what do? We pop back up, retest it. If we fail, it's a short, okay? So that is the world I'm looking for an opportunity in right now, is a pop back up today, tomorrow, next week, whatever, that fails at around or below the 200, back under the 9 EMA. If it curls over like that, that is called a short, my friends. Stop, target, 2R, invert it if you would rather look at upside at price action. That's it, okay? I'm looking for a retracement, reaction, remount, a triple R to the downside, market structure, market breadth, proper risk management, and timing, patience, okay? This is the way, you guys, okay? This was an expected move in the market, and now we are looking for a time to exploit it. And frankly, I hope what I just showed happens, of course, because it'll give me a chance to get another round of shorts out on the market. But, the more vertical we get here, the better, frankly, okay, because it's a better chance at a waterfall sell-off and a V-shaped recovery. I think it's over 80% of the time of waterfall sell-offs, we see a V-shaped recovery. So it'll be the same thing. If we go waterfall, then at some point we'll start taking out lower highs and making higher lows and building above, and we can get into this world that we were in from May to October of last year, or frankly, every changing character coming out of a corrective market that leads to a rally historically in the market. It is what happens. You get a change of character, higher high, higher low, rally, okay? And as long as we are in that rally, we can deploy trend continuation setups on the leaders and print money, and it is exactly what I will be doing. So I did talk about some developments in market breadth, and specifically here I want to talk about losing semis yesterday, okay? Look, we broke our support on the semis. If this continues, pops back up and fails, it's going to continue to weigh heavily on the market. You need to continue to be popping around on our sectors, guys. Most of these are looking quite ugly. If you want my list of ETFs, then just ask. I will copy the link and share it with you in your comment. But frankly, you guys, there's just not a whole lot out there that is looking good. We are in a corrective market. So if you want to short the market, don't short it in the hole, okay? Wait for a pop-up, wait for a retracement, a reaction at or around our level, and a remount of the trend. So risk, entry, reward, 2R, okay? It's all the exact same to the downside. Just as I say all the time, when we're in an uptrend, let's invert things here. You don't want to be buying the breakouts and stuff like that, guys. Let it go, pull back, retracement, reaction, remount. There's your trigger, there's your stop, there's your targets, okay? It's all the same stuff. It is called market structure. It is called trend continuation more specifically. And as long as we are trading the leaders within these trends, then we have the full momentum of the market behind us. That goes both ways. Guys, listen, I don't want to come off too hard on the whole thing in the beginning, but you have to take responsibility for what you're doing in these markets. I won't have it, okay? You cannot tell yourself that you are going to manage your capital without managing your emotions and taking responsibility for what's happening out there. And if you're struggling, find help. The markets are a brutal teacher, and they will take everything from you, all right? I can help you. There's others out there that can help you. Screen them, take a call, ask them for their time, and take a call. If they're asking you for your money, they should be able to take a call with you and hear you out. And you should be able to ask them anything you would like. That offer is there for me, WarrenSnax@gmail.com. We can set up a call. We can do a Zoom before we do anything. Guys, I can help you. I would love to. I'm really enjoying growing my community. We are all safe in this downtrend. We have all rolled into majority cash, some all cash, and we are waiting it out for opportunities. We are not pressing buttons because this is not a game, and a big opportunity is coming, and we're going to have our capital ready to deploy into the next rally follow-through environment, and we're going to print money together, and I am extremely excited for that. Guys, stay safe, manage your risks, keep it tight. We're going to be making some money soon. Make sure you got your capital ready to deploy when that time comes. I'll see you soon.